All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. So for today's recipe, it's going to be a little bit more individualized than I normally make. It is only one serving for you, uno solo, whenever you're craving something sweet, but you don't want to make a whole pan of brownies or a whole bunch of donuts like I have in the past. This is one protein mug cake. I don't know about you, but sometimes in the afternoon, and especially days that I worked out this morning, I just crave a little bit something sweet for some reason, and I try to stay away from sugar or white flour or anything like that, so I try not to reach for any cookies or anything, and there's not anything wrong with that, but they also have no nutritional value to offer. So when I am eating something, I'm always trying to find something that at least has some sort of protein to offer or good fiber or things like that. Without further ado, let's get into it. So today, what you are going to need is one mug. In my case, I have a very extra large in charge mug. Then you're gonna need some coconut flour. I use the organic kind. Some sort of protein powder, whatever flavor you want. This one is a chocolate, but you can use vanilla or whatever you want really. Some sort of sweetener. Of course, you know I'm a big advocate of my monk fruit sweetener, but you can use stevia or whatever else you want. You could even use just plain applesauce unsweetened. But another thing that you'll need is some sort of milk. So I use plant-based milk. This is an almond and coconut blend, unsweetened, only 35 calories per serving, which is a whole cup. And then some sort of vanilla or almond. This is almond extract right here. I do like the flavor of it every once in a while. Then you'll need some baking powder, and then you'll also need some eggs for that version, but if you are vegan, then you can do it another way, which I'll show you. So the first thing that you're gonna wanna do is grease your mug. And normally I would use some sort of like olive oil cooking spray, but I ran out today, so I'm just gonna use a tiny bit of olive oil actually on a paper towel, just a bit to kind of make sure that the cake doesn't stick to your mug. Nothing crazy there. 1 scoop of your protein powder. I don't know if you could see that. It's not really focusing there, but you get the drill right there, okay? And pour that in or put that into your mug. One tablespoon coconut flour. I just picked this up at Winco, believe it or not. I don't know if you guys have Winco where you're at. Comment below and let me know if you do. Also, comment on like what your favorite grocery stores are, because I don't know about you, but I actually love grocery shopping more than I like just regular shopping. Some of my favorites are Trader Joe's, Fred Meyer, I like Albertsons, and then Winco is a good place if you're trying to save a little bit of money. But I know there are some other grocery stores in other parts of the country and other parts of the world, so let me know what your favorites are. 1 tablespoon of coconut flour. Almond milk, well, almond and coconut milk in my case. If you want to do the vegan option, you're just gonna add a couple more tablespoons of your milk, whatever you're using. So either the couple more tablespoons of the milk or 1 egg. Your 1/4 teaspoon vanilla extract or almond extract, because that's all I happen to have right now. That's what the batter is gonna look like. It's kind of like thin. It's not super thick or cakey yet. I don't know about you, but vanilla extract is seriously expensive. So if you know a place where you can get it a little bit less, let me know. Of course, I like the pure vanilla extract, not like the imitation vanilla or whatever. It's not the same. Okay, so give that a good stir. Give it your old college try. It looks like a pretty good consistency there. Okay, make sure all the batter's out. Again, I didn't use any egg in this one. So I haven't tried this version without the egg. I've tried the one with the egg, so this will be interesting to see what this turns out like. Okay, so you're gonna wanna microwave it for a minute and then go from there depending on what happens after that minute. The mug cake is out of the microwave and it's very hot, and it did not go exactly as planned. So it wasn't like setting up, so I had to add some more baking powder, about 1/4 teaspoon, and then I actually added an egg white because it just wasn't working as well as when I had an egg. And so now it is setting up. As you can see, it doesn't come out. And now I'm gonna let it cool down and I'm gonna enjoy it in a bit. Now on top of this, I might put on some like fresh blueberries or strawberries or maybe even some PB2 if I wanna get crazy. But this is something that you can eat if you have that sweet craving and you don't have to feel so bad about it. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed that mug cake recipe and hopefully you get a chance to try it yourself and dress it up in your own way. But today's video is actually about how I edit my YouTube videos, and it's more about the process that can streamline your whole editing, filming, publishing process rather, but that starts with the editing and actually the pre-planning process. Wow, pre-planning process of your YouTube videos. So before I even start editing, and I want to preface this by saying editing can help out a lot. It can add a lot to videos, of course. You can add music, you can add extra effects, you can add graphics, you can cut things out, of course, but I would say don't rely on editing. Don't shoot your video thinking that you're gonna do all this stuff in post and it's gonna make the video so much better. What I'm trying to show you today is that a lot of the planning process and a lot of the shooting can help you in the editing process so it won't drive you up the wall when you're trying to make your video look good. Before I even start editing or even shooting, I'm going to show you a resource that I use, and I think I've actually shown you this in another video, but I just think it's really imperative that you use some sort of organizational tool for your videos. So I use a website called ClickUp, and what that is, it's just another way that you can organize all your projects. So this project obviously is Content Warrior, and when you sign up for ClickUp, it will walk you through all the steps. Obviously, the names of your projects and the different titles are going to be completely different than what I have on here. So it'll walk you through. So I started this one called Content Warrior, which is exactly what my YouTube channel is called. And within that, I have my different, these are all video ideas, names of videos. So it will allow you to make different categories. And so again, this will walk you through when you sign up for ClickUp. It will walk you through what categories you want to put on there. So I put things like published, outlined, idea. I also have edited or editing, outline. So this really helps me keep organized. I put all of my ideas down here. So these are all videos that I have ideas for in the future that I would like to do. And then of course, these are ones that I've outlined and these are ones that I have published on the channel. Within these categories, I actually have little notes. So this is the video that I'm going to be talking about. The publishing schedule that will make your channel go fast, which is already on my YouTube channel. I already outlined everything that I wanted to talk about in this section, this video idea. So when I go to shoot that, I already know what I want to talk about. So you're thinking, Anna, why are you talking about the planning process and outlining? It is very important because within this, you can write your ideas of where you want to shoot whatever you're talking about. If you're moving around, which I encourage you to do, try different shots, make things interesting when you're shooting. Movement makes things more interesting. A lot of times you're going to want to shoot in the order that you are going to edit in. That's not necessarily a ride or die rule or hard and fast rule, whatever they say. That is where your editing process actually starts, in your outline, before you even start shooting. Now, when you're shooting, you're gonna wanna think of editing as well. So a lot of the time, well, actually all the time, when I'm shooting, I will get different shots that I may not even use, but For every shot, a lot of times I'll get a wide shot, a medium shot, and a close-up. And I'll do, different kinds of movements on the shot, but that way I have lots of options if I want to change up that certain shot. I'll shoot in sequences. So what that means is you'll show the wide shot, you'll show the medium shot, and then you'll show a close-up. So I already had that ready to go when I started shooting, and then once I was done shooting, I imported all my video into Final Cut, as you can see. When you actually start, it's confusing because a project, which is like the video that you're gonna be working on, is actually called an event. So you're gonna wanna start a new event. So this right here is actually an event. And then within that, you're gonna wanna start a project, which is actually the timeline where you're gonna be editing your video. Now you can put several different projects here if you want to edit different things in different areas. Like here I have what's called Instagram, so I edit down a shorter version of my video right here for Instagram, but it's much shorter. It's like less than a minute because Instagram doesn't allow you to show videos that are very long. So that's what I'm talking about. Those are called different projects within your event. Now here I have my video. I'll just play a little bit of it so you can remember what it was about.
Make some puppy protein pancakes later.
You get the idea, and you can go check out that video again. It's on my channel. But a lot of times for my videos, I'll have these sequences in the beginning showing me doing something. Normally it's some sort of recipe or something. So this one of Thule is a shot in itself. That is something that I brought down here. Then this is its own shot, and this is its own shot. This is its own shot, and this is its own shot. This is a long video, but I cut out all the slow pieces in between, so it speeds up the video and makes it go quicker, and it will keep your attention. That's one way that I like to edit my videos, is kind of cut out all the long, boring portions of the video and just cut to like the action shots. So here, the action shots are me throwing down the eggs, the banana, the cinnamon, cracking the eggs, and peeling the banana, all of that stuff. So it's just those spots, so it kind of speeds up the process for you, but you don't even realize it when you're watching it, right? So that's one way. Then right here is where I come up, and I actually put up a name description of myself. So that's actually called a lower third. It's right here. It's called Aloha. And you can bring that down, which is what I did. I'll do it here. This is the same. And there it is. You can go over here, press the T, and that's for text and all the other information. Write down your name. And then if you want a description underneath, loves Orange Theory. How about that? Another thing that I like to do in these beginning sequences is add some music. So where I get my music is a website called Soundstripe. There is so many good songs and music on here, it's ridiculous. So I usually go to songs, and then you can sort by mood, characteristic, genre, energy, instrument. And so I usually search by mood, and I usually search happy, and you can go through and play all the different ones. A lot of these different songs could fit within your video, but I usually just choose one depending on my feelings. So once you find a song that you want, you just press use song, and then you do have to write what your project is, and social media and YouTube content if that's what you're using it for. And then once you select that, it is gonna pop up some different versions that you can use. I usually just do the longest version, so I have the option to use that much if I want. And then it's gonna start downloading. And I normally, if you have a Mac, I show it in my Finder. It's right there in downloads. I just put it on the desktop just so I have easy access to it. And then I can go in and bring it into Final Cut. I'm gonna put down this music just to show you the difference that music can make in your editing. And go ahead and play it.
We'll make some puppy protein pancakes later.
So it just goes to show you how much you can change your video depending on the kind of music that you add in. A lot of times I will drag out the music kind of still when I'm talking, when I'm beginning to talk, and then I will drag this little guy over. And that way it'll like fade out when I start talking. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. For me, I do like to do a little bit of editing after I'm done shooting my video. Music and graphics do add a little bit, but I don't like to go overboard because I feel like the video and the content itself, good content, should speak for itself first, right? And if you shoot good enough and visually, and you have that vision in mind, then you're not gonna need a ton of editing afterward. So I do like to add text on the screen whenever I'm talking about something like a point I want to make. I will put some text on the screen just so you guys can keep track and follow along. It does add a lot, and a lot of times when I'm, using numbers, I'm saying, 5 things that you need to know as a new YouTuber. Of course, I will number that on the screen so you guys can follow along really easily. You may notice it and you may not, because that's a lot of what YouTubers do is cut out their breaths, but there's a few different reasons for it. First of all, I don't want to include all of my, ums and my pauses, and a little bit of that is okay. I mean, we're human, right? One of the bigger reasons is because it speeds up the video and it kind of keeps your attention. I've talked about in other videos how you want to at least change something up in your video at least every 10 seconds. So whether that be a different shot, whether it be a cut, some new music, some text, some graphics, and that just keeps the speed of the video going throughout the entire time. Another thing that you can do is just show B-roll while you're talking, and that kind of changes up the video as opposed to just a talking head throughout the whole thing. You can show B-roll of whatever you're talking about over it. You can take some extra B-roll beforehand or after, getting the shot of you talking, and you could just have some on hand. That way it's so easy to grab and you don't even have to go out and get some extra stuff. So if you know you're gonna be using a lot of B-roll, say of you around the house or of your dog or your yard, just shoot some and have plenty in your computer all ready to go. That way you can just go grab it easily. The moral of the story is you can make things a lot easier on yourself in the editing process if you start from the very beginning. Think of editing as when you very first start outlining your video, picking your topic, thinking of your shots, taking your shots, getting different angles of each, zooming in, zooming out, and that way you will have plenty of video and B-roll and options to choose from when you are in your editing process, and you won't have to go overboard with any post-editing. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like and subscribe if you're new to my channel, and I will see you in the next one.